I'm Will Speed, and I play wheelchair basketball for the Charlotte Rolling Bobcats, and I am an adaptive wakeboarder. I am a T4 paraplegic. I had a motorcycle accident. My injury gave me a complete sever of my spinal cord at the T4 level, which is about middle of your chest down, and it makes it where that I cannot feel any of my lower extremities. In my accident, I also broke my jaw in 3 different places, both bones in my forearm. I punctured a lung and broke a bunch of ribs.
And he says that he's more handsome now.
I look better now than I did then. When I went into the hospital, I was at 180. When I came out of the hospital, I was at 120. And so I was definitely lost a lot of weight and on a bunch of painkillers and just lazing around. And my buddy was there helping me, just survive through the day. And I probably went on for about a year or so. And then it was just one day I kind of looked in the mirror and I just saw this empty face in the mirror. It was real like zombie-like. And it's just from all the painkillers that I'd been on. And that day I decided, you know what, this just isn't the life that I'm going to live for the rest of my life. And, I can survive. I don't have to be on painkillers. And my buddy and I, we went out and threw away all the painkillers that I was on. And that really, started my recovery, true recovery, mental and physical recovery. I started going to the gym. Started being more active, actually socializing with people more often. Sitting around the house, being negative, thinking your life's over, doing nothing, not being active. Those are the things that will give you no pleasure and a grave quickly. My dad had a motorcycle accident and he became a quadriplegic and did nothing for 8 years. That's how long he survived after his accident. I'm at 7 years now. I haven't had any of the complications that he had, and I'm not gonna have any of those complications. And I know this because I move around, and I stay active, and I stay positive. I play basketball, I, wakeboard, I work on cars, I work on boats, I run a household.
He's hard to keep up with.
I work. It's every day I add something else to my plate. It's just, that's what I do. That's who I am, and that's how it's going to be. Throughout the time that I've been recovering from my injury, I've always tried to make sure that what I'm doing is positive. What I really like to think is that there's nothing that can hold me back. There's nothing that can stop me. And if you tell me that I can't do it, then you're asking for me to prove you wrong. I live my life by a motto. It's where there's a will, there's a way. My name's Will, so there's always a way.
For a guy in a wheelchair, if you were to ever know Will, talk to Will, and have any kind of contact with Will without seeing Will, you would think he was 10 foot tall and bulletproof. I mean, the man thinks he can do anything.
Had my accident and kind of changed my life for the better. It made me look at the things that I had been doing in my life and see if they were really what I wanted to be, the legacy I wanted to leave behind. Is that what I wanted to be known for? I got in contact with the rehabilitation hospital and I asked them if they had any kind of program that had water skiing or anything to do with the water. And I went out to one of their clinics that they have every year and learned how to water ski.
And he was hooked.
Yeah, it was love at first sight. But it was once a week, and you'd only get 5 minutes on the water every week, and that just wasn't enough for me. I had a boat. I now had this passion, and so I purchased all the equipment and we went out on the boat, and I adapted the cage, that the equipment that it comes with, and I adapted it to a wakeboard. And we drilled some holes in it and mounted some bolts through it, and it was mounted to a wakeboard. And it was really crude, and it looked like you would get hurt on it, which anything that looks like you can get hurt sounds like a good time to me. So, we went out and rode it, and that got me more hooked into riding even more. And this guy just happened to be putting on a wakeboard event that year.
Classic Will style, just rolls in off the street and says, "Hey, I'm sure you're putting on a wakeboard event, and I want to ride." Okay, so we just kind of sat there for a minute, and I was like, "Sure, man. All right, yeah, we'll entertain the idea." It was like, here's a guy that rolls in my shop and says he wants to ride, and it's like, okay, we got to do this. Will was at the forefront. I mean, Will was the reason we did the extremities division.
There's a amateur division around. It's called the INT League, and they had just opened up some rules where they would allow disabled riders to ride.
Perfect timing. It really was.
Yeah, it was just perfect. So I went out there, and I was the very first person to ever compete in their disabled wakeboarding divisions. They called it the extremities division. Obviously, there's not much competition there, but it's getting the word out, and I just wanted to get the word out, and so that maybe more people would come out. The following year, which was 2012, 5 disabled riders come out and compete.
I was so proud of you.
Yeah, I mean, that's it was seeing all the work that I had done in the past year, show up. Now there's disabled riders coming out and competing in these events.
Will has really been encouraging to all of us, and to see his determination, and also to see his progress throughout the season, especially that first year with INT.
I'm not going to give him a big head and say he is the turning point in the sport, but he is. I mean, he's the only person out there trying to do the interviews, trying to get to know the wakeboard guys, trying to ride with them instead of, I'm Will, I'm in a wheelchair, I need special attention. Will's like, I can ride with you, let's get in the boat and go.
It's really cool to see how his life has changed, and whenever we've taken trips together, and lately he's saying, my life is so much better now than before the accident. That's just really remarkable.
I'm Will Speed, and I live the most courageous life.